Continue, genau. Und wie man hört, Erkältung ging rum. Mich hat sie jetzt auch erwischt. Also klinge ich ein bisschen verschnupft. So, wo waren wir denn letztes Mal? Wir sind, wir sind ja irgendwann durch die mittlere Tür gegangen. Mit Tenmyoji, das ist irgendwie so die Tenmyoji-Route. Dann haben wir hier mal Ally gewählt und nochmal Ally, mal endlich. Also ne, hier haben wir dann die blaue Tür gewählt und dann haben wir nochmal Ally gewählt. Und dann waren wir in diesem Director's Office. Dann waren wir in dem Director's Office und als wir fertig waren, ist Tenmyoji nochmal zurückgegangen, weil er meinte, er hat das Foto da vergessen. Und dann ist er mit Quark zusammen nochmal da reingegangen, während Sigma schon zurück in die Haupthalle gegangen ist. Aber das hat dann ewig gedauert. Und die sind überhaupt nicht zurückgekommen. Also ist Sigma auch nochmal hier reingegangen. Da waren sie dann aber schon nicht mehr da und haben wahrscheinlich die andere Route zurückgenommen und haben sich verpasst. Aber dann ist ihm auf einmal das hier aufgefallen. What? Why is that thing on? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable, nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously toward it. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out toward it. Slowly, slowly.
So, you finally made it.
What? No, you're...
I am Zero. I was the one who brought you here. You undoubtedly have as many questions for me as there are stars in the sky. As you can see, however, this is only a recording. I will therefore be unable to directly answer any questions. Ask if you wish, but I cannot respond.
I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile and kept my bald fist at my side.
Now, where to begin? There are many things I wish to tell you, but unfortunately, our time is limited. As such, the information I can provide is also limited. I have chosen two things of great importance to tell you. First, I will tell you about termites.
What?
In retrospect, I suppose that's a rather odd thing to say. I imagine you look rather bewildered right now. Perfectly understandable. The person who kidnapped you and threatened you with death is lecturing you about insects. I suspect it hardly seems fair. Nonetheless, this is very important. In a way, it will determine your fate. So I ask that you listen carefully. Have you ever seen a termite mound? They are splendid structures. Some might even call them works of art. Termites are natural architects, and their mounds are both structurally sound and make excellent use of space. So, are they following some sort of plan as they build? Are there termite blueprints, detailing which room goes where? No, of course not. Each termite is simply an oblivious cog in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of termite DNA. It is doubtful an individual termite has any idea what its contributions are helping to create. But a human does. We can appreciate the elegant forms of their alien cathedrals. We can see the simple beauty of their perfect functionality. We can understand the splendid planning of their structure. In other words, only an intelligence of a higher order can understand the beauty of what the termite builds. Now, consider humans. Why are we alive? Why do we love and give birth? Why do we create? From where do our cultures spring? There are many theories, but no one knows the truth. We are oblivious cogs in a tremendous machine programmed by millions of years of human DNA. No doubt you see now what this analogy is supposed to illustrate. Yes, I mean to say humans are not different from termites. We trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate goal. You might say we don't understand what we're building. Only understand what we're doing. Imagine how we might look to such an intelligence. We may be building some structure so perfect and elegant, we can't even perceive it. Whatever it is, we've likely been building it on a dimension just above the ones we know since time immemorial. If we are like the termites, then what we've created is almost certainly something of tremendous beauty. And you are about to catch a glimpse of it. Or have you already? Well, that's enough on that subject, I think. Consider what I've said. Now, let's move on to the second topic. It is somewhat more immediately meaningful to your life, and, in fact, the lives of several billion other people. I realize this is rather sudden, but I have a password for you. It is the password to disarm the bomb, numbered 1.
Bomb?
Are you ready? I will only say this once, so pay close attention. The password to disarm the number 1 bomb is BQZ RGJ DXR.
Ich hoffe, irgendjemand schreibt mit. Ich hab grad nix. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs too? If he had guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
That is the last of the information this message was meant to convey. Before I go, however, I have a warning. You cannot tell any of your companions what you heard or saw here. If you do, you will be penalized immediately. I hope we will meet again someday. We would have much to discuss.
Wait. God damn it, you can't just spout all that crap and disappear. I found myself yelling at empty air. The hologram had disappeared. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Shit. I kicked out at a nearby shelf.
10 minutes remain until aRdW game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote...
Ja, das Übliche. Oh crap, I need to get back. Not like there's any point staying here. I spun around and ran out of the room toward the warehouse.
Grandpa! Look, Mr. Sigma's back!
Ah, okay, die sind also auch zurück. Das war ja schon, wo sie nicht zurückkamen, konnte man ja schon so ein bisschen fast wieder Angst bekommen, dass jetzt wieder irgendjemand tot ist.
Took you long enough.
Das musst du gerade sagen. Ich bin doch überhaupt erst losgegangen, weil ihr so lange weg wart. Where are the others?
In the AB rooms.
They went in already.
Yep.
Why didn't you two go in? Have you been waiting for me?
Yeah! Grandpa said there was something he had to tell you before we voted, no matter what.
Ach, sind wir jetzt alleine gegen die beiden? Ich weiß es gerade gar nicht mehr. Also ich weiß, dass wir, glaube ich, schon wieder gegen Tenmyoji spielen, aber ich wusste nicht mehr, ob wir alleine gegen die beiden sind. Ich glaube tatsächlich. Oh.
Nothing that significant. Just wanted to tell you we're going to choose ally this round. That's it.
And you had to tell me that no matter what. Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
True, but we've got something to back it up. Just hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Quark and I both have 8 BP. We're already on the home stretch. So what do we need to get to the magic number? Well, we need you to choose ally. If you do that, it doesn't really matter to us what we pick.
You'd get to 9 whether you get 2 or 3 points.
Exactly. That being the case, we don't have any reason to betray you. And if we both choose ally, we both gain points.
Stimmt. Wenn sie wissen, dass er Ally wählt, müssen sie ja nicht betrügen. 2 Punkte reichen ja schon. True, but you must have considered that I will choose Betray. That would mean you would choose Betray to protect yourselves.
But that's why we're telling you we won't choose Betray.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Can I trust you?
Of course.
Ich meine, das ist, glaube ich, jetzt... Ja, das ist die Route, wo wir bisher... Ja, Ally gewählt haben gegen Tenmyoji. Ich glaube sogar schon zweimal. Ja. Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this and both ally. Everybody gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you, but I'll be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch?
I can guarantee it.
How?
I can give you my word. I will not open the number 9 door, even if I have enough points to do so. I swear it. We aren't going to abandon everybody else just so we can escape.
I swear too. I promise.
Man. So all you've got is a promise,
When
huh?
I make a promise, I keep it. Trust me.
Please! You've gotta trust us!
Alright, fine. I'll trust you. Was sagt ihr im Chat? Ally oder
2
Betray?
minutes remain until aRdW game polling closes.
We're counting on you, Sigma.
You gotta choose ally! You promised!
With that, they turned and ran into the AB room second from the right. Well, I guess I should get moving. Okay. Ally, it is.
1 minute.
I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quark and Tenmyoji? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I would be that much closer to 9. And choosing Betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try and escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seemed like the safe bet, but...
Please! You've gotta trust us! You've gotta choose ally! You promised!
Tenmyoji could betray easily enough, but Quark? What the hell was he going to do?
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Round 3. Result. Thank you. aRdW game. Results from please.
Okay. Wer ist überhaupt noch da? Holy shit. Ha. Okay, gehen wir das mal durch. Alice und Phi haben gegen Dio gespielt. Es wundert mich nicht, dass die Betray gewählt haben, wenn sie gegen Dio spielen. Es wundert mich auch nicht, dass Dio Betray gewählt hat. Ich meine, er wird auch wieder argumentieren, dass er das nur zu seinem Schutz gemacht hat. Luna und Clover haben Betray gewählt? Seit wann wählt Luna denn Betray? Ach, Luna war, glaube ich... Nee, hä? Wo war Luna? Ist Luna tot? Ich bin mir gar nicht mehr sicher, wie das auf diesem Pfad war. Naja, hören wir dann ja. Gegen Kay. Und die haben uns betrogen.
Points, please.
Ja, ich schätze, es war halt Clover, die Betray gedrückt hat. Hey, what the hell, guys? Why did you betray me?
Quark had nothing to do with this. I made the vote.
Grandpa!
Alright, fine. Why did you break your promise, then,
I
Myoji?
only promised you one thing. We wouldn't open the number 9 door, even if we got 9 points.
What? So, you're not going to leave?
Not what I said. Of course we're going to leave.
What?
Look, see Clover over there?
What? Ah, so reden sie sich jetzt raus. Ich habe nur gesagt, dass ich die Nummer 9 Tür nicht aufmache. Aber ich habe natürlich schon damit gerechnet, dass Clover das macht. fuck?
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed.
Jeez.
That bitch!
Damit habe ich auch noch gerechnet, fast schon, dass jetzt kommt. Wieso? Wir haben doch nicht 9, wir haben 11.
Wait.
The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyoji and Quark ran past. Was hat sie gesagt? Wait. Quark and Tenmyoji have. Ja.
No! God damn it!
Clover, are you really going to leave? Well, why else would I open the door?
But why?
I'm going to go call the others, so we can capture Zero Senior. Tenmyoji, are you and Quark going too?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry, everybody.
So, Sigma, happy? I kept my promise. Clover opened the door, not me.
Fuck you. Like hell I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyoji.
You say so. I have to get out of here, and that's that. He's gotta pay for what he's done.
He?
Zero.
You mean you know who Zero Senior is?
Yeah.
Huh.
No point keeping it a secret now, I suppose. I know exactly who Zero Senior is.
What?
Vielleicht ist Clover mittlerweile schon auf die andere Seite
door
gegangen.
has been opened. It will remain.
Let's
Nee, ist sie
go.
nicht.
Come on, guys. Time to move.
Right.
Oh, wait. This is for you, Mr. Sigma.
Quark held something out. I looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What is this?
It's a letter. I wrote it in the director's office before the AB game. I wanted to tell you what kind of guy Grandpa is. So, read it, okay?
He pressed it into my hand.
See you later, Mr. Sigma.
Then he turned and ran toward the door, Tenmyoji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them. Before I could think of anything to say.
See you.
Goodbye.
In Comic Sans.
The number this thank you as the game escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Please enjoy your stay, my ass.
Shit! They're gone.
All we can do now is hope they bring help back.
Indeed.
I agree.
I looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he had filled both pages with writing. I began to read. Genau. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he had never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quark is a really, really small thing. And I was really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. Oh, Jesus. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. I started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I had started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he would fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I would find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, and how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. They'd show old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town to try and find somebody who would take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom, and he'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who had told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he'd brag to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me while I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother." It had never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, warum er ihn Grandpa und nicht Vater nennt, wahrscheinlich war Termiten da schon so alt und hatte gesagt, er soll ihn Grandpa nennen. It had never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I had never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with that grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. And I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and sat me down on a stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. Vodka mit Scotch. Fürs Kind. As I looked closer, I realized that the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float. Hab ich noch nie getrunken. I had never seen one before. I was so surprised. Long Island Iced Tea für den 7-Jährigen. It took me a minute. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But here it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure it was real at that point, and then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He had already turned around and moved off though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. It still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. Mann, warum muss ich ausgerechnet heute so viel lesen, wo meine Stimme so im Arsch ist? His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. Is this really mine? He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I had never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. Felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration, I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's gotta be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then, I didn't care whether he just found me and adopted me or not. He bought me a root beer float. It made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother but had never tasted root beer. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good. Until the fight. Uh-oh. I was in a super bad mood that day. I had torn one of my shoes that morning, and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day was almost over and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I had found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, "I don't care!" Then he got mad and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset and I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while I went and hid in an abandoned building. But by then, I'd started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I had done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop though, so I just sat there staring out at the gloomy grey sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. It kept raining all night and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked and I could tell right away that he had been there for a really long time. I yelled and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. I was horrible. He had heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever god might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. He got a real bad fever and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he would die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa, because a week later his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone, but maybe he'd been a little too strict. All of the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out into the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and he said, "Of course not." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady. And because of that, he had to give up on pretty much everything else in his life. So. But when he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten some of what he lost back. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever, even if he said I couldn't. Und das war ein Ende. Ja. Das war das Tenmyoji-Ending, würde ich ja mal vermuten. Ja. Und wenn wir Betray gewählt hätten, das kann ich jetzt schon direkt sagen. Und noch 5 übrig. Kann ich direkt sagen, wenn man hier Betray wählt, ist ein Game Over. Ich mache das jetzt erstmal nicht, es sei denn, irgendjemand besteht darauf. Aber ich glaube, dann haut halt einfach nur Clover ab, ne? Weil die hat ja auch 11 Punkte. Tenmyoji und Quark kriegen dann halt nicht ihre 11 Punkte. Aber Clover haut ab. Aber das heißt, wir können jetzt mit dem letzten Strang beginnen. Springen jetzt wieder ganz in den Anfang zurück, wo noch alle leben. Nee, weil die haben noch 8. Und wenn wir auch Betray wählen, haben sie immer noch 8. Die hatten ja jetzt nur 11, weil wir Ally gewählt haben. Wenn wir hier Betray wählen und Tenmyoji und Quark Betray wählen, kriegen wir ja alle 0. Dann haben die immer noch 8. Und müssen dann da bleiben. Und nur Clover hat 11. Also. Gehen wir zurück an den Anfang und machen uns jetzt auf den 3. Pfad. Oh ja. Das heißt, Gehirn wieder zurückspulen. Wir sind gerade erst aus dem Fahrstuhl rausgekommen. Haben uns alle so ein bisschen kennengelernt und haben erklärt bekommen, dass wir durch diese Türen gehen müssen. Und gehen jetzt mit Alice on 5. I'm thinking I'd like to go with Alice and take the cyan door. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah, sure.
That means Quark and I are getting paired with Luna.
I don't have a problem with that. Miss Luna's nice.
That's fine with me, too. We'll take the yellow door then.
That means Clover and I will take the purple door with Tenmyoji.
Aw, I wanted to go with Alice.
Wait, something wrong with me?
Well, no, not wrong.
Okay, what is it then?
Well, you're really gonna make me say it? You're old.
What? Well, I'll have you know I'm as spry as I was when I was 20.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7.
Oh, we don't have time for this. We need to go.
You're getting an earful later, young lady.
Yeah, whatever.
3, 2, 1, 0. Chromatic door.
Achtung. Das war laut, wa? Crew Quarters. Oh ja, cool. Das ist doch, wo Alice jedes Mal sich irgendwann von den Lebenden verabschiedet. Is this just a hallway?
The door said crew quarters. People probably stayed here.
There are numbers on each of the doors. So they're room 1, room 2, room 3, etc.
Huh. You can count. Wow. I guess we might as well start by opening one of them. Oh ja, Rätsel.
Looks like we were right. This place really says someone lives here.
Yeah, there's a bed and everything.
Yep.
But who would be spending the night in a place like this?
It looks too plain to be a guest room. This room probably belonged to a laborer or some kind of blue-collar worker. Guess this is where the people who worked here stayed.
What were they working on?
Beats me. Why would I know that anyway? I don't know what this place is any more than you do. Your guess is as good as mine.
Do you think it might be a coal mine? Or maybe they're drilling for oil or something.
I don't know about that.
What do you think this hall leads to?
You want to go have a look?
Ja. Der Ausgang. No luck. Looks like it's locked.
No getting out of the hallway until we can unlock it then, I guess.
That's what a lock is for.
Looks that way.
You mean locks that well? Das habe ich nie gesagt, sorry. Alright, let's split up and have a look at these cabins. Zero told us that there are keycards we can use to open the AB rooms. Maybe there's one hidden in here somewhere. So let's get started. With a nod, Fi and Alice both moved off to start looking. Fi headed to room 4 and Alice went to room 2. Okay, dann gehen wir mal in Zimmer 1, ne? Seek a way out. Oh yeah. Das war, glaube ich, noch nicht so schwer. Ich meine, die ersten Räume sind ja meistens nicht so schwer. Sage ich jetzt und werde dann bestimmt gleich irgendwo festhängen. Mal schauen. Was haben wir hier? Ach, das. There's a set of 3 connected panels behind the phone. It looks sort of like a mirror. The surface is kind of matte, and it is very reflective, but the light is good, so it's easy to see what's on it. Or it would be if there was anything on it. A phone. Is it connected? This appears to be the internal line button. 1 probably means room 1. That's the room I'm in right now, so it would probably call here. Actually, that probably just wouldn't do anything. I mean, it's not like you can call yourself with only 1 phone. But there's no harm in trying, right? Oh, nothing. Pressing the 1 button is probably pretty pointless. Where should I call next? Wo sind die hingegangen? Ich glaube Alice. This supposed to be the internal line button. 2 must be in room 2. Maybe this will connect to Alice. Let's give it a shot. Who is this? Oh, hey Alice. So you are there. Sigma? Is that you? Yeah. Where are you calling from? Room 1? That's right, next door. Why did you call me? You could just walk. Oh, wait a minute. What's wrong? There's something on the display. It says 25 asterisk asterisk. Das muss man aufschreiben. Zur Sicherheit. Also, hallo. 25 Sternchen, Sternchen. 25 asterisk. Do you think it's a clue? Well, I'm going to look around this room a little more. I'll see you later. Okay. 3 war, glaube ich, niemand. Maybe 3 connects to room 3. Might as well try pressing it. Ich glaube, Raum 3 war das. Da war eine Handschelle dran. There's no phone number associated with this button. Okay. What? That's weird. Why can't I call room 3? And 4 means that 1 connects to room 4. That's the room 5 is in, right? Might as well try pressing it. Who's this? Oh, just me. Better than justice. I suppose. Really, you can do better than that. I'm hanging up. Oh, come on, wait. What do you want? And where are you calling from? Room 1. Oh. I guess they have some kind of internal line. Seems like it. So what is it you... Huh? What's this? Agricola 9-2? I didn't know you were into German-style board game farming simulation. What? Oops, I meant asterisk. How on earth could you get those two mixed up? It's what it says on the phone's display. Okay, ich pack die einfach mal zusammen, ne? 9-2. Ich glaube, so war das. Dass man die dann kombiniert. Also haben wir eine 9 und eine 2. Maybe it's a clue. Anyway, I'm going to get back to searching this room. Call me if you find anything else. Okay, so viel dazu. Da ist auch der Safe drunter. Was haben wir hier? There's a book on top of the desk. Let me see here. It's called... How the hell do I pronounce that? Schrodinger's cat? Well, there's a kitty on the cover. Isn't that just precious? Oops, there it goes. Still can't help talking like a cat when I talk about a cat. Because of course. Let's see what's in here. Looks like all sorts of science stuff. I have no idea what any of this means. I don't think this is part of any kind of puzzle, so I'm just gonna leave it here. A desk, huh? Looks like the top is made of glass. What's the deal with this drawer, though? There's a drawer sticking out from the desk, but there's nothing in it. Since the top of the desk is made of glass, I should be able to see anything I put in the drawer. Okay, sonst nix. Der geht nicht auf. Damn, it's locked. I think this panel here is what unlocks it, but nothing happens when I push the buttons. Is that a keyhole on the top there? I probably need a key or something. Oh, jetzt hat er das Buch dahin getan. Okay, da gibt's hier wohl sonst nichts. Dann gehen wir mal in einen anderen Raum. Raum Nummer 2. Sigma? What are you doing here? Just thought I'd come check up on you. Oh, well, I haven't found anything interesting. Ah, gut, da ist das Telefon. Ich glaube, hier brauche ich das nicht. Was mit dir? Gehst auch nicht auf. Keep wondering, it's locked. I might wonder what that is. See? I told you so. There's a panel over here where you can put in a passcode. If I can just get it to work. Enter 4-digit code. Let's give it a try. Wir hatten doch hier 2592. Ach so, so funktioniert das. Das hier plus das hier. Also für 2 muss ich 2 plus 0 machen. 5, kann ich hier überhaupt eine 5 machen? Ja. 9 kann ich auch machen. Ich hab schon wieder vergessen, 2 von 9, 2, ne? Und noch eine 2. So. Nee. Habe ich das wirklich richtig gemacht? 2 plus 0, 2 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 2 plus 0. Okay, dann ist das Passwort wohl nicht für diesen Schrank. How do you use this thing? Well, of course I do. You really think you're going to open it by just pressing random buttons? Well, I thought maybe I'd just get lucky. It doesn't work like that. There's no way you're going to get this thing open unless you know what to enter. Ja, okay, Entschuldigung, dass ich Zahlen probiert habe, die offenbar nicht stimmten. There's something on top of the desk. It's a little piece of metal. Okay. Wieder eine Schublade zum Aufmachen. Oh. Huh. What is this? You can't tell? It's a bed, an old cot. I know that. I'm talking about what's on it. You mean this silhouette? Yeah. Well, let's think about it. Isn't this just like the tape they put down when someone gets murdered? Come on, don't say that. You're gonna freak me out. Afraid of the dark too? Anyway, look at the area near the left arm. It looks like it was torn. Yeah, and it doesn't look like normal wear and tear either. I think somebody did it on purpose. Do you think it means something that... I don't know. Ich glaube, das sollen wir uns auch mal aufschreiben. Auf einem separaten Zettel. Wir haben 2 Zettel. Das ist der rechte Arm, ne? Welcher Raum ist das jetzt eigentlich gerade? Ich habe gerade nicht genau geguckt. Mach mal so eine schöne Figur hier. Mit einem riesen Kopf. Und die hat rechten Arm. Kaputt. Wunderschön gezeichnet, nicht wahr? Das war Raum 2. Okay. Ja, nicht Flo. Raum 2. Hat der Raum 1 auch sowas? Ich glaube, die haben das alle. Gucken wir eben nach. Tatsächlich, wie habe ich denn das übersehen? Okay, there's another silhouette here. And this one is ripped too, but they ripped a different place this time. This one is messed up around the left knee. Left knee? Achso, ja, wenn man die Person ist. Ich habe jetzt rechts, hätte ich jetzt gesagt. Das ist dann hier. Raum 1. Linke Arm, außer der liegt auf dem Bauch. Ich kann aber eben nachschauen. Also es ist halt der rechte, wenn man vor der Person steht. So wie es halt jetzt... Ich habe es halt einfach so abgezeichnet. Dann gehen wir mal in Raum 4. In 3 können wir ja noch nicht rein. I think I'll see how she's doing. Oh, hello, Sigma. Find anything? Not really. Oh. Ja, aus Sicht der Leiche, ja. By the gods, I never thought I'd see one. What? You scratch off the silver part of the coin so you can see the naughty stuff. It's the ultimate in interactive poster technology. What teenage boy doesn't dream of something like this? Okay. The excitement, the anticipation, and finally, the reveal. You look pretty excited. Aber wir haben nichts zum Abscratchen. Look, there's something on top of the desk. Yeah, it's a piece of metal. Kind of cylindrical. Combine. Okay. Aha. Ich glaube, ich weiß schon, was zu tun ist. Ja, allerdings. Das hat dir bestimmt keine Punkte eingebracht, Sigma. Kann ich jetzt hier mit aufschließen? Nee. Ich nicht. Vielleicht hier? Ist hier irgendwas zum Aufmachen? Hier ist sowas zum Aufmachen. Piece of metal in there. There's some kind of pin. It was often put here, so I'm guessing it's important somehow. Whatever it is, I can't get it out right now. I need to get that lid open. Ach so, was ist denn, wenn ich Idiot? Was ist denn, wenn ich diese Zahl einfach mal anrufe? 2592. Bin ich da nicht sofort aufgekommen? This is room 3. No tape has been inserted. The answering machine will not function. What does that mean? Where should I call next? Ich weiß nicht. Ich sollte irgendwas finden, wo ich noch einen Schlüssel für brauche. Ach, die Handschellen. Oh, ich Idiot, natürlich. Wo sind sie denn jetzt? Da. Damn, there are handcuffs on the door. I can't open it. Huh? Wait a minute. There's a key. Yes, goodbye handcuffs. Shouldn't have any more door problems now.